Hello, writers. If you are watching this video, it's because you have almost finished your writing piece. You have made your way all the way through the writing process up until editing. Congratulations. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to do some editing work today, and then I'll let you kind of choose your own adventure for this final day of in-class work on our first writing piece. So let's just start by reviewing the writing process for a moment. You started out over here, generating ideas, collecting ideas, making those lists, sketching, blurb, like drawing those blurbs or maybe those storyboards. And then rehearsing could also be blurbs as well. Trying out a few different blurbs that you might use, saying a few stories aloud, trying a few on paper. And then finally you decided on one or two and you have drafted those from start to finish. Lately, you've been revising, using techniques and strategies that you know will lift the level of your writing, make it clear and interesting for your readers. And now you're ready to edit. So you're just making sure that your writing is ready for publishing so that it's ready to be read and shared with the world. So what you might do to get started is to go to our Padlet, which you can find on our Google Classroom page. It's going to be posted for you when you're watching this video. So take a look, just look at the top of classwork, or if you can't find it there, go to online resources. It's there too. Now, this is a pretty big Padlet, and you might have noticed, or maybe not, it's okay, that I've given you a bunch of stuff, but I've also led you through the writing process here, generating, collecting, planning and rehearsing, drafting, revising, some grammar stuff, editing. So make your way all the way towards the end there. And I would just go ahead and click the editing checklist. That's a great thing to use today to get yourself started on editing. Go ahead and click it. And when you get there, you'll see this. What I like to do is I like to reread my writing with a lens for each criterion, so each item on the checklist. First, I'll just read through my writing for capitals, making sure that my writing has capital letters no matter what. I have my writing out here. So I might just do a quick read or quick scan just to make sure that all the capitals look good, making sure that I'm following what it says here, starts of sentences, names, titles. Then other punctuation for the endings of sentences. I want to make sure that I have everything to end a sentence, that every sentence ends. There's periods, exclamation points when necessary. If characters are asking each other questions, there's a question mark, etc. Quotation marks. If you have any dialogue, you want to make sure that you have that stuff accounted for. Do you have your quotation marks sorted out? Is there a comma to help you to know where to put a quotation mark? Make sure your spelling is all good. You have the internet, you might as well just look some stuff up to make sure that it's there, that it's correct. Paragraphs. Do you have different paragraphs? Are they clearly separated? Commas. Instead of writing long sentences, are you cutting them into smaller sentences? So this is a great place to start. Just go from one item to the next, rereading your writing and just checking to make sure you have all that stuff. Now, if some of this stuff feels unfamiliar, or if I'm saying things that you're like, I'm not sure what you mean by that, or I don't really know what exactly the comma and quotation mark thing is supposed to be like, that's okay. I've kind of accounted for that already. Go back to the Padlet. You'll see that I've given you some tips. For instance, some tips on capitalization, some tips on paragraphing that also accounts for dialogue, commas, check that out. You might also go over here to look at some other tips about dialogue. I have some stuff on how to revise your dialogue to make sure that you have what you need to make it sound correct. So definitely look around the Padlet for some additional tools for your specific needs. But just to clarify what you want to do today, step one, open up this Padlet and go to the editing checklist and make your way all the way through, circling things you want to come back to. And then number two, choose an additional tool from the Padlet to really help yourself to make those final edits. Then when you're all set, you want to transfer your writing into a beautiful, fresh Google Doc, which will be provided for you in the exit slip for writing today. That exit slip is going to be due tomorrow. But if you have time right now, you might as well just start putting your piece from your notebook into that final Google document so it's nice and clean and neat with all of your edits already done. So, editing checklist, any additional tools that could help you edit today, then start to put it onto publishing paper or your Google document for publishing, which you will find in your exit slip. Good luck today. You've got this. If you need help, there are other writers working on the same stuff. Try to use each other before asking for help from me, because I bet you can figure it out on your own. You're very smart and capable 6th grade writers. Can't wait to read these.